All right, last problem on practice EOC1, number 41. Many counties in the United States are governed by a county council. At public county council meetings, county residents are usually allowed to bring up issues of concern. At a recent public county council meeting, one resident expressed concern that 3 new coffee shops from a popular coffee shop chain were planning to open in the county, and the resident believed that this would create an increase in crimes in the county. To support this claim, the resident presented the following data and scatter plot, with a least squares line shown for 8 counties in the state. Okay, so here's the data, and they give us a graph, and there's a best fit line on the graph, showing that pretty clearly you can see a pretty clear correlation between the number of shops and the number of crimes in a county. That the more shops there are, the more crimes there are. Okay, and the resident seems to be arguing that the coffee shops are causing the crime, and that's why the resident is saying don't build a coffee shop. So which of the following is a valid conclusion from the data presented? Building more coffee shops is likely to increase crime in a county. Well, that's what the resident is trying to argue. Taking away existing coffee shops is likely to reduce crime in a county. Both of these are set up that to say that the number of coffee shops is the cause of crime. So more coffee shops, more crime; less coffee shops, less crime. This one says there's a correlation between crimes and the number of coffee shops in a county. It means that they're related. That when we see more coffee shops, we often see more crimes. When we see less coffee shops, we often see less crimes. Correlated. There's a relationship between those two things. It doesn't imply, correlation doesn't imply that the shops are causing the crimes, which is kind of a funny claim to make. D says there is no correlation between crimes and number of coffee shops in the county. Well, that's not true. There is, according to this data, there is a relationship. It's more coffee shops. When we have more coffee shops, we have more crimes. We could flip these axes and we could say the crimes are causing, the more crimes there are, the more coffee shops will spring up. Also kind of a funny claim to make. Neither of those is true. What this question is getting at is that just because two things are correlated doesn't mean one is causing the other. So the answer is C, and I'm just going to talk a little bit more about this. In this situation, it's pretty easy to see that the coffee shops aren't causing the crimes. It's kind of a funny claim to make, but you'll see other data where it's not so clear, and a cause-effect relationship is implied when just the mathematical correlation doesn't mean that's true. So let me give you another example. It's common to see data that people who drink more soda have a greater body weight. And so it seems very natural to then say, okay, well, greater soda drinking causes greater body weight. Let me just sketch a little scatter plot here. Let's see. Let's call this soda drink, and this is going to be weight. In fact, we've seen this year, where you see a scatter plot something like this. Okay, so clearly, as you drink more soda, it seems like drinking the soda is causing the weight to increase. And that may actually be true, but all this data is saying to us is there's a correlation. It could be that the heavier you are, the more soda you want to drink, rather than the other way around. Or it could be also that there's something underneath soda drinking and weight that's causing both of them. And neither one of these is actually causing the other. So when you see a correlation, it takes more than just a correlation to claim that the soda is causing the weight. More soda causes the weight. We could make our graph the other way and put weight down here and soda up here, and say that the heavier you are, the more soda you tend to drink, right? So just to kind of summarize, when two things are related, it doesn't mean that one is causing the other. And this is something that they are very likely to ask you on the EOC, some kind of a question about whether two things are causing each other or if they're just correlated. So correlation does not mean there's a cause and effect relationship.